Well, hello and good morning and welcome. And hello, Terry. It's great to have you here. Thanks for being back with me today.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, so we're on that tail end of the two eclipses in September. The other one happening, I think, either today or tomorrow, but it doesn't matter because we're in the middle of that energy. And so we're going to do a little bit of chit chat about some fun things, and then we will do some readings if that's what you want. If you want to be entered into the drawing, you can put in a hashtag MABON, Mabon. And I'm going to talk about Mabon today. It is the pagan name for the fall equinox. So, yeah. So, anyway, so let's say hi. Hi. I want to say hello to Viviani. Thank you for being here, Viviani. And late again, belated happy birthday to you. It was this week. And we have Sabrina here. We have Akila here. Hi, Akila B.
Hi, Akila.
Yeah. Debbie Batchelor, Karen Robinson, Amanda Carroll, Maria is Grateful, and the Juniper Vale. And hi, Tom, Time to Transcend. It's nice to see you as well. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Rossi, hello, dear. Tanita, yeah, it's wonderful having you here. Thanks for coming in. So, yes, again, if you want to be included, Joanna Trainer, hello. It was wonderful to see you yesterday. Marby, all right. Three Shifting Veils, Debbie, thank you for being here. No, it's Mabon, not Mabon, Mabon. Yeah. Hi, Edward Kenneth. Wonderful to see you. Yeah. Anyway, so Terry and I are going to talk a little bit about frequency and vibration and some other things that we were talking about backstage. But I'm going to start us out by talking about this solar eclipse, just because I had started talking about, we did the lunar eclipse 2 weeks ago, and I said that we would have 2 weeks between these eclipses, and I'm not an astrologer, but I think it's important to understand them. There's been a lot of things that have been released over the last 2 weeks for many of us. We may not even realize it. Maybe we lost some weight. I don't know. I lost a kidney stone, so that was something I didn't really want, but that's okay. Anyway, the spiritual meaning of this solar eclipse centers on reset, new beginnings, and letting go of outdated patterns so we can enhance our personal growth and liberation in relationships and our career. And of course, I'm starting up school again tomorrow. So I spent the last, 5 or 6 days just getting new stuff put in and doing all the work. And so I think for me in particular, it's going to be, this is always a tough time for me. It was interesting to me that I did not realize this. I had to go into the emergency room twice, one for the kidney stone and then one for a huge drop in my blood pressure. And they said, remember last year in November, you were here for this, and you were also here in 2022, and both times were in the fall. And
Oh,
fall is very vulnerable for me. My stress is really bad in the fall, but I love the fall. I just love the fall. But I thought to myself, okay, then it's good you came in September and not in November, and you maybe can mitigate some of this. I need to do that reset. So it reminded me, and I felt really good about it, about hearing that. So occurring in Virgo, this amplifies our intentions for structure and clarity, and it is a cosmic reset button to dismantle limiting beliefs and also create space for a more authentic soul's purpose. So yeah, release attachments to control. And today, as many people have said that they had done, I canceled my Hulu subscription because it's owned by the Disney company, and I will not be part of their ban on Jimmy Kimmel. And so they have already lost $4 billion in the last week because they did what they did. So I just feel like we need to stand up. We need to harness our own power. And even though my bill was only $20 a month, it's a principle for me. And That's your decision if you want it. You get sick in in the spring, Christine. Isn't that interesting? So it's when our energy must be ebbing and flowing that we have this issue. So, oh, it's 100 degrees in Florida. Oh, God. Hi,
Wow.
Barbara. Hello. Hi, Jaya and Jazz, Maureen. And thanks for being here, Sonia Claiborne. I see you're here. If you want to be entered in the drawing, just put in hashtag MABON, which is the pagan name for the equinox, the fall equinox. So anyway, I'm not going to go further into that, but that's what that means. And then Mabon, I just want to tell you, is the name for the equinox. It is a pagan or a Wiccan festival around September 21st to 23rd, so it's a few days. It celebrates the balance between day and night as the days grow shorter, marking 3 harvest festivals and looking at gratitude, reflection, and preparing for the darkness of winter. So I think a lot of us start hunkering down in the fall. We maybe if we have an electric one, we turn on our fireplaces. If we have a wood burning one, we gather the firewood, and we create a frequency. We create a vibration. So I want Terry to do some reflection for us today too, especially what you and Pam went through, and also some of the other information. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll start by talking about so every Sunday, not absolutely every Sunday, but I tend to go meditate with some women that I know that are just amazing psychic mediums, and
Uh-huh.
we try to expand our skills. Like, for instance, the way I tend to read on your show and other shows is as a psychic medium.
Uh-huh.
And in this group, it's like the only group that I try to practice evidential mediumship. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where you're just open to whatever spirit comes by. Because
Okay.
normally, as a psychic medium, I am filtering which which spirits are getting to talk to me. Mainly
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many around. I don't want any surprises, so I'm getting my team to bring them in, to
Good.
call them in.
Uh-huh.
But in this one group, we allow it to be open.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes when I'm with these ladies, sometimes they kind of take me on a journey and they show me something that is for me to know. And
Mm-hmm.
I do tell them about it because they're there too. I'm there to help them, not to just help myself completely. But
Mm-hmm.
so in this case, I was sitting there, my eyes closed, trying to, get stuff for them. And then an angel showed up, an angel that was dressed in light blue, in a different shades of blue. And I was like kind of taken by that because the the light that was in my vision when I was in my meditation, I like to sit out in space. I have this
Okay.
little clear platform that I just sit out and just look at the stars and things go by. And I
Uh-huh.
look at everybody's souls go by.
Mm-hmm.
I see souls like little pieces of gold. And so I'm just out there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
watching them go by. And
Uh-huh.
it's what the place that I call everywhere and nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was out there, and then this blue angel comes and takes me up, and suddenly I'm in this heavenly realm, lots of clouds, and then these stairs, and we're kind of walking up the stairs to this plaza. It's like I'm in old Greece again or something. And this
Mm-hmm.
plaza, we sit down on a bench, and then I notice as I look out that the clouds out from this valley way out there, it looks almost like a television screen kind of. And I thought, oh, they're going to show me something. And I'm kind of, oh, yeah, when I was a kid in school, you know how in grade school, they would bring a projector into the classroom and your teacher would show a movie. I know a lot of kids didn't like that. I loved it. I loved it. We weren't having to work hard or think hard. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was just as happy that the angel, oh, you're going to show me something. I'm so excited. and nothing's happening, and we're just chit-chatting a little bit, and I'm thinking, "Oh, I'm a little disappointed I'm not seeing anything," but then I look kind of in the distance at this area, and I see that there's kind of a small parapet, a little
Uh-huh.
wall at the bottom of the screen, and then I happen to see, "Oh, there's somebody trying to crawl over that wall. There's somebody trying to scale that," and I'm getting my spiritual eyes on, looking a little closer, and then I realize it's me. It's me trying to climb up that wall.
Really?
And I'm like, "Hey, wow." And they said, "Isn't that amazing?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess, I guess." I said, "But, she's not doing a very good job. She hasn't got to the top at all, and she's not really, using all the best handholds here." I'm like, maybe that's cool." And she goes, "No, Terry, no. It's the trying. It's the trying. Isn't that the most magnificent trying you've ever seen?" And I'm
Really?
like, "Oh, oh, I get, yeah." So so basically the lesson is we're none of us are perfect. None
No?
of us are reaching the top of our spiritual skills all the time.
Uh-huh.
What they're so excited about is that we're trying. We're
Right.
trying.
And we should never judge ourselves. That's the other thing too.
Yes.
You say, "Well, she's not doing very well." Well, yes, you are. Yes, you are. I am
We're
doing very
trying,
well.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
that flies in the face of a lot of times what we hear. People all say, "Well, you shouldn't try, you should commit,"
Mhm.
and it's like, huh, this is a little different than what we're told, that it was
That's
so
true.
good that we're trying, that we're
Yeah.
trying.
But we're trying, but we're not really pushing, don't you think? I mean, it's more like, I'm going to keep on this. It's like taking one step in front of the other, one
Mhm.
step. That's trying to get to the
Right,
goal. Right.
right.
And we don't recognize, it's like when I used to go into Weight Watchers many moons ago, and I would go in and I've tried so hard all week and I've gained a pound or something, and it's very discouraging for us. But then you go back a week later and you've lost 5 pounds because your weight can fluctuate always. But I was trying, and
Mhm,
I think that this gives us, it gives us that goal
mhm.
to aim for. But yeah, we have to be kinder to ourselves using the
We
words
do,
that we are.
we
Yeah.
do.
Our society is based on winning and perfection, and it's the trying that matters. Okay, Linda.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
Well, several different things occurred to me after that, and one is I do remember a lot of times when I'm doing private readings where that I
Uh-huh.
have more time, you know, when you and I are reading on this, I call this speed dating because
Yes, it is.
we're, we're trying to get something from the
Mhm.
other side in a very quick manner. So
Right.
it's almost like a luxury to read somebody for an hour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When I do those kind of readings and I'm connecting with somebody's loved ones, I will never forget this one time I connected with somebody's loved ones, and it turned out that their uh, father was a well-known actor, and
Oh, okay.
so it. I was I was a little confused during the reading because she didn't tell me any of that, but he was showing me all the like film strips and stuff like that, and I'm like, wow, this is something else going on here. But near the middle of the reading, they they showed me kind of like a theater where that they're all watching her as she's doing her life.
Uh-huh.
And what was important about this theater was that they were not sitting there judging her.
Right.
That's what they were not doing that at
Yep.
all. They were
Mhm.
watching what she's doing and saying, "Oh, look what she tried to do. Wasn't that clever? That was
Yeah.
clever." They
Uh-huh.
were they're
Yeah.
rooting for us.
They're
They
rooting
think
for
we are
us.
working so hard at this, and they're so good. There's no judgment from the other side about what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
not disappointed in us, but
No,
they
not
love
at all.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
love
good.
it when we, um, sometimes have to back up and try a new idea
There
and
you
try
go.
it again,
And
you
try it
know?
again.
I
Yeah.
fell off that parapet and I tried it again, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Absolutely. I
Um,
remember watching Defending Your Life, which is an old movie with Meryl Streep, and she goes to heaven. And
mm,
she finds out that she's going to view all these clips of her life, but
mhm,
she's the judge as to whether she comes back, whether she goes forward, or she has to come back here. Did she learn the lessons? And she defends to herself, not the others. She defends herself, and
right,
she falls in love with Albert Brooks, and he's over there, and he's probably going to end up going back. It's quite the movie, but I thought to myself, the best part of the movie was there's nobody up there judging you.
right,
You judge yourself, and we're the
right.
harshest judge of ourselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well,
So,
that as I was telling the ladies about
hmm
that, they also, my guides brought me back to a memory that happened to me just recently. Um,
hmm
Once, but to me, I'm old enough, that's recent. Um, I actually went to see Pam Drignon, and
yes.
Pam is often on your channel, and she's the lady that does the calibrations, that
hmm
basically looks into your vibrations using muscle testing, your
Right.
frequency, and helps kind of, uh, find out what's going on with you.
hmm
And I got to see her in person. Oh my gosh, it was so, so cool because I don't live too far away from
hmm
Redmond, Washington, which is where she goes twice a week to do readings. And so one thing that she did for me is she did a spiritual calibration to find
Oh,
out where
yeah.
where I am on this kind of spiritual calibration. Somebody else developed this scale, but she can read on
Yeah.
this scale.
Yeah.
And so it's from 0, which should be like dirt or Trump,
Right.
and 1,000, which is like Jesus, you know?
Right. Right.
And so she did this calibration and she said, "Oh, you calibrate in the mid 500s."
hmm
So, you know, I was like, "Okay, that's pretty good, I think." That, you know,
Yeah.
I would have hoped I'd be a little farther along than that, but, you know, I'm not unhappy about that.
hmm
And, um, she said, "Well, good," because she said, "This is the most important part that you need to know." She
Uh-huh.
said, "Most people who are seeking to be able to understand their gifts, to get things from the other side, almost everybody who's in that area is going to calibrate at about 5 in the 500s."
Yep.
That
This
means
community does usually,
right, that
at
means
least the
everybody
early.
in the
Yeah.
chat right now, everybody watching, that
Right.
they're calibrated in around that area.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
she said, the most important part about that is really when we're talking about, she's saying just the fact that you're trying to do that, you're going to calibrate in that area.
hmm
And she said, the people who calibrate in that area, the light, the spiritual light from their soul that goes out
Yeah.
helps support 750,000 other souls.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
That's just mind blowing. So just the fact that we're trying, just the
Yeah.
fact that we're trying,
Yeah.
put support out for
Puts
others.
that out.
So
Right.
that really makes me not feel so bad about not being able to scale the wall that well. Um,
You're doing the work even when you're not doing the work. It's like
right.
you're that conduit. I remember that when we moved to a very bad area in Massachusetts to run a business there, and people started out very caustic. It was a very difficult thing.
Mhm.
And somebody came in that was metaphysical, and they said, "I just want you to know that you are holding the light. You were called here." and I can see a difference in everything. It took a little while to clean it up, but we had people that wouldn't say hello or anything, were nasty. And then by the time we were ready to leave, they were shaking our hands and bringing us, cookies or coffee. It was amazing. Not that I wanted that, but it was a totally different space,
Right.
just a totally
Right.
different space. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
So
amazing that we
now
that we
you
can do
told
that. Hmm.
something. So each of us are holding up 750,000 other souls, but you
Uh-huh.
told me something you learned about angels.
Yes. Well, if I know there's a lot of people on here that listen to
Mhm.
Terry Renner in the morning, and she
Mhm.
does her meditations for Meditation Tribe, and
Amazing.
she learned from her teacher George to say that we have what 333 trillion angels or something like that, that
Wow.
assist us. And so not only are we uplifting the other, but the angels are uplifting us. And so we just have to be that light, and we have to
Mhm.
realize we're that light. We're not it's not that we have to be a special person to be that light. This is sort of
Right.
our God-given right to be
Yes.
that light.
Yes.
So yeah, so your frequency and vibration also matters with the words you give yourself or the
Right.
words you speak. So you have to be very,
Yeah.
very careful with your words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I love this, Lauren. I love this message you're trying. In AA, in our 12 step, it says, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics. Trying is important to spiritual principles in AA. That's wonderful.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
This
that.
recognition. Yeah, this recognition in the trying.
Yeah.
And they say something like, well, I made it through. I mean, I read their principles before. I actually had a student do a speech on it, and he was saying that there's no judgment. It's I have been an alcoholic for 12 years, and whatever it is, but they consider that they're still in that because they're still, but they made it another day, and then another day, and
Mhm.
they step by step. So that's
Yeah.
beautiful, Lauren. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, yeah, very nice, very, very nice. Yeah. um
Well, I like
all
what Debbie said here. Debbie of the three shifting veils
Uh-huh. Yeah.
says, I did a reading and it showed up as that as we are helping, we are being helped. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's reciprocal. It's all cyclical, really.
Mhm.
Most everything is. I agree so much, Debbie, and also Terry, because I think that a lot of times we get readings for things we need help with.
Yeah.
And I hate it when I say, you need to do this or you need to do that. Remember?
Yeah.
Because I need that. I need that. I'm no perfect
Yeah.
spiritual person. I just
Yeah.
try to do the best and pass along information, but I'm always, always showing up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
I know that people often probably think like people like
Mm,
me and Sun Psychic Jean, we got it all together. We can just go get in there and get our own answers and things like that.
uh-huh.
Sometimes, but
Mhm.
most of the time, if I really, really, if I'm very confused about something or just, I'm going to go get a reading from somebody
Yeah.
else because I'm going to take
Yeah.
my own bias out of it. I still
That's
am going to
right.
have biases about my own readings. So,
No, and
um,
that's why I don't usually ever read for myself or even Keith. I
yeah.
won't do that. I mean, maybe to play around or, but I would rather ask one of you guys. I really would, It's like,
Hmm.
I can trust that. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so Maria had a similar experience at a place you worked. They disliked you, and when you left, they were lining up to wish you well and give you small gifts and hugs. Look at
Mm,
you changed their energy, Maria, just by being you.
yeah.
And, you know, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I,
Thank you so
I
very
feel
much.
like there's one fair I go to that I feel like I've made kind of a influence on because at first it was a very, very competitive fair. And
Uh-huh.
now I find that the readers are congratulating each other and saying thanks or wow, that was great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, that's really
But
good.
I can't help doing that. I just can't. I mean, I really try to keep my mouth shut, but if somebody gives a really great reading, because we do this
Yeah.
panel thing where we're all in public, I just can't help
Mhm.
saying, "Wow, that was
That
fabulous,"
was
you know?
great. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So Jeff, I saw your question there. So the calibration test can be done by Pam has a method. She and we had a class where she was teaching us how to use our own what's the word I want? Kinesiology is what it is. And she has a method. She uses her ring finger on her right hand and her middle finger on top of it. And when the resistance stops, then you know you've reached the right amount. That's what she does. However, you can do it if you were with somebody, you can put your arm out and they can ask a question and push down on your arm. That's like kinesiology as well. So it's Dr. David Hawkins that has all the books on this. His first one is called oh gosh, what is it? Power versus Force. That's the first one. Power versus Force.
Yeah.
And he is passed away, but he has like there's 100, oh, no, probably not that many. There's like 30 books he did when he was alive, and some things that he's even got cards. I've got his cards.
Mhm.
And she does that. And then she also does the emotions code, which is another doctor's book that's out. And she can figure out where in your body you may be having distress. And I usually have her on the show on Monday or Tuesday around noonish, if possible. And I have to actually contact her because we need to get back together again. But she's very sweet. She also can tell if you have a heart wall, a heart blockage. She can tell if you have, I won't say demons or anything, but if you have maybe a ghost that's blocking your best good. And it's not one of those, send me $300 and I'll get rid of it. It isn't like that. She's
Yeah.
very, very above board. And I finally myself got to meet her before I went away on my long vacation. And she's just a little peanut. She's like 4'11", I think, and she's
She's
so
a
tiny.
tiny little lady.
She is. And she's so pretty. She's a lovely
Yeah.
person. So
Well,
yeah.
so I don't know. What I do know is that there's a coffee shop in Redmond, Washington called Soul Food,
Yep.
and they have a little booth that readers can go and use, and they sell crystals and coffee, and they have, uh, nights where the artists come in and play music and things like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
she has office hours twice a week,
Mhm.
and I just
Yeah.
happen to get to go to that.
Yeah. Yep.
Does she have a channel? I don't know if she
Yes,
has a
she
channel.
does. Angel Works 222.
Angel
And she
Works.
has a Facebook page, and she will do a FaceTime with you.
Yeah,
And she's very reasonable rates.
yeah,
Reach out to me, Jeff, and I'll get you in touch
yeah.
with her. She's here
And
in Washington. Yeah,
she's super fast. If
very
you have
fast.
an hour reading with her, she probably could calibrate your entire body. Yeah.
She probably could. Yeah. Oh,
So I
Viviani, you're 4'11" as well. That's so cute. I had no, you never have any idea.
you
Yeah.
never know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you
I,
saw me next to Terry Renner, I look like her a little child. She's
I saw
very
that picture on Facebook. I didn't,
yeah,
because we only see each other from
right
here
from
up,
the
so we don't
waist
know if
up.
we're tall or short. I'm short too. I'm not as short as Viviani. I'm like
Yeah.
5'2", but
Terry and I
so
have met each other multiple
Terry,
times, but we're about the same height, I think. I think you and
yeah,
I are
yeah. I've
the
met
same height.
you. We're about the same
Yeah,
height.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I didn't know Terry Renner was so tall.
Well, I knew she was tall, but I didn't know how tall. She's like
Yeah.
almost 6 feet tall, I think. Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah. Maureen, I'm so sorry to hear that you had several bouts of food poisoning. That's
Oh,
oh, I am so sorry to hear that. And I hope you start to feel better. Debbie, you're 5'2"? Yeah, that's what I am. I'm 5'2". Yeah.
so I kind of want to take us back to the
Okay.
last time I was here, which I
Mm-hmm.
think was what, 2 weekends ago? I don't remember. But my guides had led us through a healing and
Uh-huh.
it was during the eclipse,
Uh-huh.
and uh, they set us around a holy campfire,
Right.
and that we got to throw all the bad things that we didn't want to take with us into this new era and
Mm-hmm.
into, past the eclipse. And then they did a healing on us and all of that. And the other thing at my meditation this morning, they reminded me. They suddenly I was meditating and found myself in front of the holy campfire again. And
Okay.
they reminded me we can always go back to the holy campfire and throw
Okay.
in things we don't want to take with us, the things that are not doing us good. So do remember that. So, Maureen, imagine a holy campfire. It's just imagine a campfire and then imagine it's holy.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
that it can get rid of whatever you want to get rid of, and just throw some of that in there. Throw the food poisoning in there. Throw some other things in there, and just
So I'm sorry I
all
was wrong. It wasn't Maureen, it was tea garden chicken, and I'm very sorry. Yeah.
sorry, tea
Anyway,
garden.
throw
You
that in there. You need that in there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But I like that we can go back again uh,
Yeah.
to these things that we've already done,
Mhm.
and uh, add into the what we want removed and what we want healed too.
I want to get rid of the other kidney stone sitting in my kidney.
Oh no! Wow.
Yeah. Hi, KK. Nice to see you. Yeah. Anything that you want to let go of. This is the
Mhm.
time to do it. And the good news is it's coming up. Then we go into a reset. And
Right.
we always new beginnings, they can be frightening to I don't know, I'm ready for one. I'm kind of done with all the restrictions that we've been supposedly made to implement and in places that are, that are interfering in our personal lives, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, you're making a bonfire? Well, good girl.
Acid reflux.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Oh, I'll try the lemon water, Brina. Thanks, honey.
I
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
yeah,
Mhm.
I had heard recently, because even though I don't experience the kidney stones, so several people in my family do, that the citric that oh gosh, now I can't even think of it. One of those waters that you put the little powder in your water and it flavors it, it makes it better. That
Uh-huh.
it has
Okay.
a
Yeah.
citric acid in it, and the citric acid can help dissolve the kidney stones. So I will,
Have to do
when
that.
we're done, I will go back and figure out which one it is that.
Okay. And there's other people saying that there's other things too. This one isn't bothering me right now, and it could sit there for the rest of my life. But if it gets, I guess it sits right in the tissue, and if it
Mm,
dislodges, that's when you have the problem. So yeah,
wow.
citric acid. Yes, Brina. Okay. All right. And this here is emotionally related to resentments, or at least where you see that there are, but also dietary things. No tomatoes. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
No. Oh,
I
it wears down the
know.
sharpness. Okay. Emergency. Does
Mm,
that have citric acid? Yeah, it probably does. Never thought of that.
yeah.
Yeah. I also, being a Libra, um, you know how every mine's the kidney. Some like Pisces
Mm,
is the feet, and Gemini is the arms and hands. Mine's the kidney. Yeah. So I
wow.
don't want to own that though. I
Yeah.
I don't want to own that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. You want to let go of 60 pounds, Debbie? You can do it. You can
You
do
can
it.
do it.
It's one of those days when you wake up and you say, "This is the day." And
Mhm.
when you're ready, the day the day is there. So
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. Well, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and do a few readings. We're a little over the half hour, but I want you to think about some of these things as you're moving into the fall. And there's going to be a lot of astrologers telling you all the things that I don't know personally, but
Yeah.
you listen to them. And Debbie, Three Shifting Veils, she says she did her release this morning and she's drinking mugwort tea, which is great as long as you're not of fertility age and could possibly be pregnant. That's all I remember hearing that. But you can also use roasted dandelion root tea. Wow.
Yeah.
How about this? Get rid of chaos and despair, pain, and anything that doesn't serve my highest good. Bring in a new career and abundance with freedom.
Oh, good.
Now there's a positive,
Yeah.
and you're already claim that it is done. It is done. And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, tomatoes are a fruit. That's right. Yeah, it's high in oxalates, and I know that. Brina, the last kidney stone I had was on Thanksgiving, 2021, and this one was my birthday celebration, even though it's not my birthday yet. But it was like I just had walked 2 miles around the lake, and I thought I'm doing really well here. And the next day, kaboom!
Right.
Yeah. Let's see here who we have.
Okay.
And then if your name is called, say I'm here, but also give us the question. So tea garden
Tea
chicken.
garden chicken.
Hey. I'm gonna pull 3. So you're first. And I think I saw you were here, but give us your question. All right. Amanda?
Yeah. Oh, Amanda.
I
So
hope Amanda.
they're going to put in a question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The juniper veil.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
All right. So let's get back here and remove that and put our faces a little closer. Let's see what we got here. Have we got? Oh, a Saturn return. That's true, Rush. That's amazing. Yeah.
Ah,
Saltwater bath. The walking got the stone to move. Like when you're having a baby and they tell you to walk, remember?
yeah. Okay,
Oh
well,
my God.
Tea Garden has their question there.
All right. Let's get to it. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, where is it? Oh, you're thinking of your question, Juniper Veil. That's fine. All right. Sorry. And make sure, Amanda, you put your question in, honey. All right. Mhm. Okay.
Dear guides, please help me. Okay, so Tea Garden Chicken, right now, I'm just kind of talking to your team, and especially the angels on your team are kind of in slight amazement that you can't love, that they're like, what is not to love about you? Because
Uh-huh.
you know that they just love us. They just love us. So hopefully they'll give us a little bit more information about what can you do to help love yourself a little bit more. Oh, well, first of all, they're also saying some of the ways that you can love yourself is honoring your body, taking care of your body, eating the things that are going to be more healthy for you, uh, drinking water. And they're showing me right away that, okay, I get it. So they're saying you need to bless your water before you drink it, that this is one way to start instilling some of the love, that self-love, and they're showing me correcting vibration, that there's some vibration in your body that's out of line a little bit. And so they are showing me you blessing your water by holding a crystal over it.
Mm-hmm.
The crystal that they're showing me, it kind of looks like I'm not so much up on my crystals as much as, like, let's say Jean, but the
That's the best one, I
yeah,
think.
the pink ones, the pink
Mm-hmm.
quartz
Yep.
is holding it over. It would be better if the quartz, if you get some to get this kind of shape, and that's what you could hold over your water, and it will,
Mm-hmm.
the vibrations will kind of come this way. This will help you bless your water
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that it then goes into your body and helps increase vibration. And then as you get used to doing that, they're showing me that you can do more. You can do more healing with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
'Cause I
right.
was
So
thinking maybe,
yeah, when I was younger, I used to, you have to be careful of the stones you put in. They can't be you can't put selenite in water or whatever, but you can find a polished rose quartz like Terry had, about that size. And I actually infused it in my water. And there's actually water bottles you can buy that have crystals in them. You can get pink, you can get, they're in the middle though. They're not in the water. I used to drop mine right in the water. I did that with amethyst and I did it with rose quartz, but please be careful. You can't put
yeah, because
some
you can't
in.
put all of them in
No,
water.
no, you can't. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's cool. So I pulled the Mabon cards for you, which is the equinox cards. And it says, against your will, there will not be no entrance, no welcoming, be gone. So you have to turn away from bad self-talk. My suggestion is maybe put some post-it notes up. You are beautiful. You are wise. You are healthy. You are wealthy. You are, we all say we're not perfect, but you can be perfectly imperfect. And, but make sure it's loving, not like, oh, I look like crap today. Well, then you're going to look like crap all day. The second thing is, it says your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing into your being. And it's mead and wine, which of course is wonderful. But once you've opened yourself up to this healing, and I loved that it was a liquid, and what Terry brought in with the stones makes perfect sense. And then it says, for the birth of something new to manifest the death of something holding you back is inevitable. So it's the Grim Reaper, but the Reaper comes in and take what's no longer needed and leaves space for what is to come. And so I think it's going to have to be a conscious choice for you.
Conscious choice. I'm just going to throw in what worked for me was
Mm-hmm.
mirror work. Like every time I went to the restroom, I looked in the mirror and said, I love you, Terry, or you look great today, or whatever. Yeah, but I would say something positive to me, even and I'd look myself in the eye. I'd make
Good for
sure that
you.
I'm really doing it.
Yeah.
And it actually worked. I now go into the bathroom and I don't do that so much now, but a lot of times I'll go in there and like, wow, you look different than you used to.
I get that. I get that because I'm looking at myself, and about a year ago at this time, I looked very different, but in a lot of ways, not just weight wise.
Right.
And, but I have to remind myself that you need to learn from your history. And if your history tells you that you're being too negative, you're going to bring in more negative. Or if you're going to eat a lot of junk food, you're going to bring in more junk into your life. So for me, but we all need the reminder. And I love that. I love that you said you love yourself. You should love yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Rossi, I agree with you. Bless your food and water. It brings healing. Removing negative talk will give you that higher. It will. Yeah. And yes, I noticed you mentioned Maso Kuko. Is that his name? Emoto. I think
Oh, yeah,
isn't he
Matsumoto.
from Japan? Yeah. He's from Japan, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. And he talks about the effects of water, of the
Yeah.
effects of negative and positive. So yes. Oh, you're welcome, honey. It's really, it's again, we're learning from you as well, because we need that message today too. Yeah. So thank you. All right, Amanda. Well,
Thank
um,
you so
I'm
much.
going to just pull some cards, but the thing is, I think you can hear what we suggest, but I think you already know what you need to release. But
So, Amanda, I pulled a card for you while I was doing this. I was trying to tune into your guides, but also, and the first card they pulled up for me is expansiveness. I think this is mirroring wrong. It says eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego.
mm,
So, based on that card, so tell me more, please. And they showed me you, they were showing me you, and they were showing me this little breastplate that you have on you.
mm,
And the little breastplate also had little fringes of wings. And what they were showing me before I pulled that card, that they want you to consider expanding that, expanding the breastplate that's kind of protecting you and
mm,
expanding those wings, considering. So I think what they're really just asking you to do is just to allow yourself to think more broadly about things. Um, think more broadly about health issues that may be holding you back, but may also be helping you in other ways that you don't understand.
mhm,
Uh, so please think about that. Let me
mm.
ask, will you please send Amanda, however she can receive it, more information on how to become more expansive in her thinking? Okay, thank you.
Um, I pulled some cards, but as you talked about the breastplate, one of my thing came back to me was that there are certain stones that were on the breastplates of high priestesses and priests way back in the
Oh,
day. And one of them is lapis lazuli, and I think amethyst is on there, and there are others, but they were embedded into that breastplate. And, it was like an adornment. And so I'm feeling as though um, you need to add some stones to the breastplate, maybe. You have
oh,
to look into what would serve you. Doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money, Amanda, or go crazy, whatever. But you can even have them in your mind, but see what. And if you go into a shop, I always if I touch something and it says you have to go home with me, and I try not to let my ego get in there, like I really want to buy this because it's beautiful, but maybe you'll find that there are some stones that will also help you. I got the apple of my eye. Not all that's alluring may be what it seems. See behind the illusion. So there might be something that you're seeing and you're either erroneously feeling something about it, or you are missing something about it. And so try to see through that lens and not just a normal lens. The next one says, nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. It's kind of what Terry had said with the expansiveness. So maybe expand in those areas. And the last one I got was the scarecrow. And of course, it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, but he was my favorite, was the scarecrow always, because he was so endearing. Remember that you are not alone. Move with confidence as you are guided. So I love the idea that, real or imagined, and see them on that breastplate that you wear so beautifully, because you carry really beautiful energy. And that's why you work so well with the children that you work with too.
Mm.
Yeah. Wow. That was great. Thank you, Amanda. All right. So we have the Juniper Veil. Would love to know if I really communicated with my past relatives last night. Is there any advice for strengthening this?
Okay, I'm going to do my thing, even though I think I know the answer already. Your team is up on my stage, jumping up and down, saying, yes, yes, yes. They're all excited. They did that before I do my little thing to kind of meld with your spirit, but they're still there doing that. They're very excited. They're saying just the fact that you now know it, that you're embracing the fact that this can happen and that you understand it, and you're saying you're believing it. Just the fact that you're believing it is going to make this happen more often. Guys, can you tell me what, or tell Juniper Vale, how can she make this happen more often, or they have make this happen more often? What can she do to increase this? Okay, I see. They're letting me know that you can increase this just by thinking of your loved ones, too, just by inviting them to talk to you. Or my favorite thing is, if you're taking a long drive, invite them to sit in the seat with the passenger seat, and then just talk to them. They are also reminding me to remind everybody, not just you, that the veil is incredibly thin right now. And in fact, they're showing me the veil as if it's a window pane made out of quartz crystal that you can see through it. That's very thin, so thin that we can kind of see through it. Now, they could always see through it to us, but we can't. It's harder for us. And they're saying this is the perfect time to imagine talking to them and thanking them that they came and that you got to talk. They're saying, invite us around the kitchen table. Especially, in what they showed me was almost like Thanksgiving kind of thing, that invite them to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And the way that they're showing me this is a dream actually my brother had, not me, where that he was suddenly in heaven, and he was in this big room with a big table, and all of our relatives were sitting at the table, all of the dead ones, they're all there. And they were talking, and there's one relative that everybody disliked very much. She was a pain in the butt. Some of it because she had MS. She had a lot of challenges in her life. It was not good. And he said he saw her and her spirit was just glowing. She was so beautiful, so beautiful. And she piped up. She said, I thought I'd be, and I won't say the name, I thought I'd take on this role because nobody liked her. Nobody wanted her. I thought I'd give it a try. And she was so delicate and loving to try this. So just think about that. Think about inviting them to the table and how excited they would be at the table to talk to you.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I absolutely love that. So this is you, moment to moment, hanging out, going down the pathway, working your magic. And then you were more open to sharing. My suggestion as the dream lady is to get down on paper whatever you can remember, because they are visitations. My dad comes all the time. Sometimes I'll recognize I really want popcorn and I want to watch a certain TV or movie. And that was my dad saying, you need to do this. I'll watch it with you. Whatever it is, it's there. But look at this. You had a breakthrough, beautiful breakthrough. Yeah. And so you will be able to contact them, make their birthdays special if you remember, or an anniversary. Maybe you say, oh, I remember going to this place with my grandmother and I loved the apple pie. We ate apple pie with, or whatever it is. They're there right away when that happens. They're around us all the time, but they got things to do. But Len, you're thinking about grandma and you say, oh, my grandmother was so funny. Oh, there she is. She's right there. And I have to share this. They were all talking about hearts in the chat, finding a white. I got this from my son-in-law for my birthday celebration.
Oh.
And it's a beautiful stone. And he picked it up. He's very good about, I don't know how he does it, but he always picks something really striking. This is a piece of lepidolite. And not a lot of people know about it. You can't put this in water, for instance. But when I was younger, I wore a piece of lepidolite around my neck, and it helps with stress. And it has rubelites that are inside of it. And I was wearing it. It was a light purple color. 2 days after I wore it, it turned dark purple, and it exploded in 100,000 pieces.
Wow.
And it took in all the stress I was going through at the time and just assimilated it. And it said, the minute it's done with you, it does that. And so I'm just going to pass that along because it's so cool. It's such a cool stone.
Cool.
But yeah, go ahead,
At
Terry.
10:55, Juniper Vale gave a little bit more clues about how this happened.
Okay. You were sitting in your power for the first time. I was blown away. I was scared. It was too good to be true. Oh, honey, there are no try. I know it's scary, but you were ready for it. It's how you said my guides were jumping up and down. That's how I felt when they're like, you finally got it. You got it. Yay. Oh, that's so exciting. That's fabulous. I love that. I absolutely love that. Well, congratulations. And yes, you can ask him to come. This stone, I will type it in here. It's lepidolite. Yeah, lepidolite. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen those.
They're different colors. This one can be light purple, but he found this actually in Poulsbo. He was on a vacation with my daughter, one for the weekend, and he picked it up and said, "This is for Mom."
Well, look who showed up. Terry, holding your spaces here.
And 33 trillion angels. We were just talking about you.
We were just talking about your angels, Terry.
That's right. And earlier we did have Danny Shea here, but we were in the middle of a lot of different things. So he did come through.
By the way, I just want to let people know, I didn't notice Danny was here. I was probably busy talking. Danny on Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific time, holds a journey. You can do a journey with him, and they're kind of healing journeys. They're amazing. So consider doing that.
Yeah.
And then just another shout out to Terry. Terry does a morning
meditation drive.
Prayer and meditation that's really wonderful.
Yeah. They gave you a push. I love it. Yeah. Hey, they're talking about you over on Heart and Soul Connected and Kigaroo. You got to get over there. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, just in time to wish everybody a wonderful equinox mabon, and also to say, think about what you want to release during this solar eclipse, remembering that you're going to go into a reset, and everybody think about what you want to let go of, because this is the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Terry, at
Yeah.
holding your space.
And
Yeah.
all you have to do to get into Danny's journeys is just send him an email and he'll
Oh,
email
okay.
back. So just go to his
Oh, you
channel.
mean it's a
His
live?
email.
It's a live journey.
It's live. Oh, it's
Oh,
live right then and there.
oh, okay.
He drums you in, and in fact,
It's on Zoom? Yeah.
he's so he uses either a drum or a rattle because he does like these are
Yeah.
shamanic journeys
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I actually purchased a rattle. So
Good for
my
you.
cousin,
Yeah. I have one
Jan
too.
Whitefoot,
Mhm.
she makes rattles, and so this is the
Mhm.
Huckleberries of Washington State up near Mount Adams because they're part of the Yakimas, and
Yeah.
I have my own rattle now.
That's wonderful. And I have a drum that was made. It's there's
Yeah,
just something about the drumming and the rattling that's beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
just because of
Wow.
Danny and his
Danny.
he has a great rattle.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that's a beautiful rattle. Oh, thanks, Rusty, for putting it up. Danny Shea's
Yeah,
journey. There you go. All
yeah,
right. Well, everybody, much love and thank you again, Terry. And Terry's going to be with me maybe next week. We'll
yeah,
see. She's going
yeah,
to make her trip soon, and but she'll be back after her trip. But
yeah.
have a beautiful day. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Aley, for having
All
me
right.
on.
Sure thing. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.